Good evening, everyone. This is Tiffany Fillet, and I wanted to share my reflections on chapter 7 and give my four most important sentences from chapter 7. My very first one is don't lower your expectations for students. As far as their behavior and participation and ability, our students are capable of achieving great things. And when we limit that expectation or lower it because we think they may not be able to reach it for whatever reason, we cut off their learning ability. We aren't pushing them as far as they possibly could go. When we move things down to where it's so simple for them, there's no challenge. There isn't a great deal of rigor and a great deal of learning there. One of the sentences from this section on page 141 says that we fail students when we look at what we believe they cannot do and lower our sights accordingly rather than look at what they need to do and continually try to lift them to that level. That really spoke volumes to me. We need to make sure that our students are being pushed for success. And even if they don't meet our highest requirements, our highest expectations, even if they fall near or around that area, that would be beneficial for them because there was a strive there was a stretch in their learning. My second sentence was move slowly but persistently toward helping all students satisfy the same expectations. When we take our time, but we're continually keeping in mind that there is additional content that we have to cover, as well as knowing the direction, our end goal, that pushes our students along. Even if our students are kind of dragging or some students may need additional assistance, we need to try and make sure that we have strategies in place to assist those students, but we're still moving towards a common goal of completion with content, knowledge, and with the standards. um, Making sure that we're still managing the time that we are given. And like I said, including those different strategies that will assist your students. We don't want to deprive them of that total learning opportunity by moving so slow that we don't get into all of the content or that we don't move all the way through the course accordingly. My third sentence was instruction should be differentiated. That's what this whole course is about. And it talks about differentiation. And since we started the course, there's so much research-based reading that we've been doing. That's truly encouraged myself for a number of reasons. The rise in student achievement, development in the growth mindset, students being able to invest in their own learning, which is very important to me, especially as a high school teacher. The expectation is that my students are not just sitting like an animal being force fed, but they're looking, they're inquiring about learning, and they're gaining additional information. My last one is pick your battles. This was really a more personal sentence for me. When I first started teaching, this was something that I truly struggled with, and as I'm sure many of us have, and every little thing I tried to, attack and da 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 da, it stressed me. It stressed me terribly. So I know that the whole pick your own battles is truly for our own good, and it keeps the focus on learning. The statement that they had in the book about in the text about freedom writers, where the teacher passes the student a book and he allows the book to fall on the floor instead of the teacher, you know, um, engaging in that altercation, she picked the book up, opened it to where it was, and kept the learning environment flowing, which was incredible. And that's something that truly a talented and wise teacher would do. So we have to remember that we are the authority in the classroom, and we do not have to prove that to our students. So it's not necessary for us to get into a verbal sparring conflict with our students if they do something that we don't agree with, but recognize that we're going to have to pick our battles. Some things they're going to do, and some things you should address. So knowing that balance. So those are my top four sentences from chapter 7 in the text. I hope you all enjoyed it and have a great evening.